You're listening to the Comic Crusaders Podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. What up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders Podcast. This is your boy, Al Mega. And check it out. Today we have an amazing independent comic book creator. I mean, this is the one-stop shop type of dude, artist, writer. I mean, he got a dope-ass project out right now on Kickstarter called In Hell. Let me introduce this future superstar over here, future legend, all the way from Mexico, Pablo Rincon, a.k.a. Geladaa. Wepa, ¿qué tal, amigo? How you doing?
Yeah, hello everyone. Yeah.
he comes in so calm and shit.
Yeah.
He's a very dangerous man when he comes in that easy. Like, hello everyone. Shaking us.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal a todos? Hello.
Ahí estamos. So ¿qué hay, bro? How you doing, bro? Thank you for coming on to the show and let's talk about this dope little project you got out right now. I'm just started called In Hell. I can't wait for you to introduce me to the whole and us to the Rincon verse, if you will.
The Rincon verse, yeah, that's right. The Geladaa verse or Rincon.
Geladaa verse. There's the
Geladaa, yeah, there
verse.
you go. Yeah, the artist.
Yeah. All right, so a bit about yourself, Pablo. Let us know again where you from, where you grew up at, and what was the first love of fandom ever?
Oh, the first love. Well, first off, yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Pablo Rincon, aka Geladaa. I'm a Mexican comic book artist. I do mostly science fiction. I do horror. I do fantasy. I like those three genres a lot. I have a bit of a weird relationship with comic books because my parents, when I was a kid in Mexico, they got it in their head to enroll me into a French school, actually.
A French school?
A French school, yeah. And I don't know how many of you are aware, but comic books are a huge thing in France.
Oh, yeah.
You know what they call the bande dessinée. And comic books in France are really different to the comic books in the US of A. You go to a comic store,
Mexico, because you
and in Mexico,
yeah,
in Mexico,
even, right?
Yeah. In Mexico, it's mostly Marvel and DC, but you get, in newsstands everywhere, you get Marvel and DC. But when I was a kid, I was exposed mostly to French comic books. And French comic books are really, really weird. And they are, you go to a comic book store in France and you see people of all ages, you see people of all walks of life. It's a really much more diverse idea. The comic book in France, it's called the ninth art, I believe. It's something that French people take a lot more seriously than comic books are normally taken as something for almost exclusively for children in United States and in Mexico. Yeah. So I had that influence as a kid. I grew up reading comic books and French comic books and manga. And basically from almost from all my life, I've wanted to be a creative person. I wanted to be a writer first, but very quickly I migrated to comic books, to drawing, everything like that. Yeah.
Great. Oh, check that out. So, what was it like growing up, though? Did you have a tribe? Did you have people that were like-minded, that liked what you did, or into what you like too, or were you alone?
I have to say I sort of swam against the current.
Pobre salmon.
Pobre salmoncito. Yeah, poor little salmon. There's actually, everyone in Mexico grew up with Japanese animation. Japanese animation is a hero. Dragon Ball, it's pretty much a religion in Mexico.
Oh, word? Oh, that's crazy. Because I'm different. I mean, I'm in my late 40s, and in Puerto Rico, I remember at least growing up, because my parents did want to go up for a little bit, and I remember growing up, my grandma always put Mazinger Z.
Yeah.
That was the big thing for me. That was my really first love of pop culture. It was Imagine Z.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mazinger Z was huge in Mexico also. It
All
was a
right.
little bit before my time. Well, my
You
time
didn't get the
was,
time.
yeah,
That's just
just
go to the
no, just
house.
like, well, 10 years. Okay, 10 years. 10 years before my
Okay.
time. Not to say that people don't know what Mazinger Z is in Mexico. Of course they do. I was talking about swimming a little bit against the current because, everyone knew these things, but I was, always the odd one out because I actually really wanted to participate in them. I wanted to
Okay.
draw them. I wanted to write them. I wanted to conceive them. And from a very, very early age, I started to take concrete steps to do that. And
Damn.
yeah,
Well, how old were you when you say you started doing that?
uh, honestly, I have memories from 3 years old.
Jesus. Okay.
From being really, I was really really excited. For example, about I remember about the way Iceman moved. In the comics,
Okay.
the way he creates the ice
Yeah.
paths and then skates on them. I
Yeah.
remember taking a bunch of chairs from the kitchen and sort of trying to set up an Iceman path for me to skate on or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know anything else. I love it to the
Oh
death.
damn,
Yeah,
yo.
yeah, yeah.
Man, so it was really that accessible growing up, the content, book wise and visually.
Well, there was no internet, so it was
Okay.
accessible, but also it was really, it had a layer of mystery that things nowadays don't have because you can just get whatever you want
Oh, now you go. Yeah,
immediately.
you type and that's
You
it.
type
But
and you
back in
get
the
it.
day.
Back then it was much more of an encounter. You sort of
Okay.
encountered something, perhaps a
Okay.
cartoon or a book that you never saw before. And because I had also the connection to France, because I had friends that were French or were half French,
Cool.
uh, I had a lot of more. I had a lot of things that were really strange that I was exposed to from an early age.
Oh, nice. But did you keep any of that stuff that you have as a kid?
Yeah, a couple of. Do you know Moebius?
Yeah, of
You know?
course, of
Yeah, yeah.
course. Who
Moebius was a
doesn't?
huge deal for me, and especially the
That's
airtight garage, and the Incal were the really
okay.
big influence, and they remain an influence right now. Yeah, a lot of what
Oh,
I'm trying to do with Inhale has to do with that sense of adventure that you get in Incal or the airtight garage. That it's a little bit more surreal. Yeah.
okay. So before we get into In Hell, is In Hell your first project overall, or have you, wet your
The
feet
third
prior? This
project
is
number
third.
3. Yeah, I have. Yeah,
Wepa!
I have.
Hey!
I have two books actually that are part of the In Hell campaign that you can get them as part of one of the rewards, and they are they're really really strange things. Also,
So,
I've been at it for some time, a little bit. I've had a lot of trouble, connecting with an audience, but I work as an illustrator most of the time. But I'm just stubborn. I'm never gonna let it go. I'm just gonna keep doing comic books until I die. Yeah.
yeah, man, that's your love. That's your passion. We're gonna get through it in a minute. So, talk about taking those first creative steps and stepping into in meaning that you putting something out there for the first time.
Yeah.
So how did that feel? What was that learning curve like? How did you do it?
Well, I did go to art school. I went to art school. I learned how to draw and do things like that. I had I drew naked people and perspective and all of that. It was really fun.
I mean, they were really there in person, naked people,
Yeah,
or
yeah. Well, that's what you do in art school.
all right,
You not that's not all you do, but that's
yeah.
the human figure is just central to most works of art. So
And just to
yeah.
clarify, nobody's throwing dollars at them like this,
No,
right?
no, no,
That's
no,
just,
no,
okay,
no,
okay. Just
no.
joking.
Nobody's trying dollars like that. No, and you don't have a you
he
don't
stays.
only
He stays thinking about it for a minute. That would make a funny scene in the comic book,
yeah.
right? I didn't know. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe they're not going to complain. I don't know.
I doubt
Because
they will. Shit, you try to pick that shit up, they be like, you better leave that shit alone.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, I was like I said, I initially wanted to be a writer. I used
Okay.
to read a lot, and I used to write. I used to write, fiction and things like that as a kid. But more or less from high school onwards, I started to just really seriously draw and seriously get into cinema. I'm a big cinephile also, so
Oh,
I'm trying to.
what's the jam? What's the jam when it comes to flicks? If you could
The,
name top three movies at least in any order.
the
I don't
first
want
one,
to be
yeah, the
considered.
first one that pops to my mind is Blade Runner. Blade Runner
Okay.
was a huge deal for me. I'm gonna say Seven Samurai,
Oh,
the
okay. Oh, that's a
Akira
nice one. Yeah.
Kurosawa
Yeah.
classic. And the third
Nice.
one, I'm gonna say something by David Lynch. I love David Lynch.
Anything, dude.
Anything he's done, Eraserhead, Mulholland Drive.
Oh yeah,
I
nice.
love it. Yeah, that sort of dreamlike stuff. I love stuff that feels like a dream, that makes you
Uh,
feel like you're dreaming. Yeah.
nice man. How did you get access to that? Were those the VCR days or the DVD days?
No, that was my love for cinema. Seriously started when, relatively late. It was DVDs, it was TV,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
internet. 600 megs files.
Hey,
Yeah,
old
that,
school, the
yeah.
18, the AOL,
That's right.
phone
With the
line.
yeah, you can listen to the modem. You couldn't call at the same time. That's right. Yeah,
Wepa, Laura, Wepa. She goes, we need to throw money at Gelada's projects. Well, yeah,
yeah.
make it rain.
That's
You
right.
know
Yeah,
what? Don't worry, we're gonna go through some goals in a little bit, and one of the goals needs to be, bro, Pablo, maybe you have to do a pole dance for the ladies, and everyone.
yeah. No, that's where
The only fans tier.
OnlyFans team. Yeah, you have to really commit. You have to really back the project seriously to get all the way there. Yeah,
You
Laura,
gotta
maybe.
fucking. That would be funny. I mean,
Yeah,
no, yeah, shit. Don't make you don't. You know, I give myself an own idea. If you want to see how Mega's fun comic crusade. All right. So, you did your first project. How was it getting it out there? Were you excited? Did you feel happy with what you put out there the first time? Were there any things that you learned that first time that you applied to the second project?
yeah. I'm gonna be sort of completely honest, and I'm gonna say that for a long time I've been very self-involved, very much focusing, so much on just doing art and doing something that's really new, that's really strange, and the social aspect of it, the networking aspect of it, the selling stuff aspect of it, it has sort of suffered because I was sort of too committed to the idea of if you build them, if you build it, they will come,
Yeah,
and that's not really the way it works.
absolutely not.
You have to sort of push it into people, and yeah, the I'm really looking forward, and I've already have. The one thing I will say also is that I've had a select few people that I have reached, and so far it's been really, really fulfilling to hear about their experience, because I'm trying to offer something that I'm not going to say that is better, but
Yeah,
but one thing I can say uh, with confidence is that what I'm offering is really different.
yeah.
It's really completely different. You can, maybe it's really bad. I don't know. That's for the reader to decide. But I don't think that anyone would argue with me that I'm trying to offer something that's really, really different. And the people that so far that have responded to my stuff, that have bought my stuff, supported my adventures, they've been really. I had this guy that told me that he received my first comic book. It's called Secret Reunion in Carfax Lodge, is the title of my first graphic novel.
Oh wow, that's a long title.
It's a long title, yeah, yeah. Yeah. And this person, he received it, and he told me he stayed up all night, or actually she told me, I believe it was a woman.
Yeah.
She told me she stayed up all night just studying and reading it. And when someone tells you something like that, yeah, it's sort of, it really motivates you, to keep at it.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Salute, 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 salute. We're gonna be getting into this project. So I know everybody's like mystery. Like, what's Pablo talking about? What's Geladaa talking about, kiddos? Guess what? Let me add this to the stream. Kaboom. Folks, check this out. This is off the live Kickstarter. We're gonna start going through it. We're gonna start learning all about this whole universe right now and more. Check it out, folks. Woo!
Rebel, blonde, nerd, jock, artist, feminist. 6 teenagers in love meet something that looks like a clown in hell. Your friend, charismatic Mexican cartoonist extraordinaire Geladaa, brings you a new graphic novel adventure set within the now world famous Hell saga. In Hell follows 6 youth as they awaken within an unfamiliar, surreal landscape. Emerging from the very elements as grotesque blobs of flesh, they quickly conform to the shapes of 6 archetypes you, dearest reader, knows only too well. Johnny, the rebel without a cause. Barbie, the blonde, buxom, cheerleading bombshell.
Woo!
Dexter, the nerd genius. Arthur, the jock team captain. Willow, the awkward artist loner. And
That
Christine,
mustache too.
a child of our age if there ever was one, the indignant revolutionary feminist. These 6 teens, their memories jumbled and hazy, are then informed by a booming, ominous voice in the sky. They are dead and condemned to an eternity in hell. Thus begins a grand adventure in which our heroes will discover terrifying wonders and wonderful terrors. Fantastic powers will awaken in them. They will remember and develop deep bonds of friendship and love. In hell, they will blossom into lords. A story to showcase the majesty of the human, set in a maddening Lovecraftian dreamscape, a space at the end of all time. With your help, I will paint a picture of men and women as monarchs, beyond unrepentant, proud. Think Beetlejuice meets The Breakfast Club and Made in Abyss.
Damn.
Add a dash of Power Rangers.
That's the idea.
Measure.
Jeez.
Rated hard R. I am asking for the minimal funds that would allow me to continue this journey. Please take a moment to examine the different tiers and rewards explained below. As part of this campaign, I share with you also 2 of my past works, Secret Reunion in Carfax Lodge and Not Freak Squeal. 2 books that I like to describe as the weirdest you will ever see be. These, while unnecessary to understanding and enjoying in hell, represent other artistic triumphs of mine.
Artistic triumphs.
Your understanding of this new work and bring you, friend, great pleasure. A brief video introducing them is available for you to watch below. Let Johnny and the gang be set loose in their endless playground. Help me bring to you an adventure such as you have never before experienced in hell.
Oh snap! Holy
74%. Yeah, I'm hoping.
See that, folks? That's 74. Yeah, exactly, 74. I mean, 30 backers. The goal is 1535. They're almost there with 74. 40 days to go. So there's just no way this cannot not happen. I mean, and look at this. So explain further, kiddo. What is this? What is in hell? ¿Qué pasa en este mundo?
¿Qué pasa en este mundo? ¿Qué pasa? Yeah, well, in hell actually is the story of 6 teenagers. 6 teenagers, they're sort of archetypical, how, well, not only kids, but people in general sort of play a role in life. So you have a rebel, you have a blonde cheerleader, you have a nerd, you have a jock, an artist, and an idealist, or I also call her a feminist. So these 6 teenagers that you know all too well, they meet the great unknown and a clown in hell. So they awaken in hell, and they're going to have adventures in this sort of fantasy realm. The story is yeah, sort of a bit of fantasy, horror, romance, you could say. And like I said, it's a combination of The Breakfast Club, which is a film that is near and dear to my heart. Yeah, it's sort of a classic. I hope everyone knows it.
I think a lot of people know it. I mean, yeah, well, it's been homaged a lot.
It's been homaged a lot. It's about, yeah, it's a story about basically the thing that it has in common is that these six teenagers, maybe normally they wouldn't get along, but they are thrust into this new situation, similar to people like in Gilligan's Island or in Lost in Space.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, sort of characters thrust into this fantasy limbo, and they sort of meet there, and they sort of after a bit of pretty intense conflict at the start, they sort of rediscover their relationship and the way they empathize one with each other, and they are sort of start a journey into hell, into this sort of fantasy space. Yeah.
Well, and Sam, look at those colors. You did that all yourself, everything?
Yeah, I'm doing everything. I'm writing it.
Jesus.
I'm drawing it. I'm promoting it. I'm shilling for it. Yeah, everything.
Where are your hats? I need to see the hat rack. Where is it?
I'm
Look at
sorry.
these colors. You need a hat rack.
Yeah.
El guantagorro, porque muchos gorros te ponen de jefe,
Yeah.
artist, writer. My gosh, bro.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
doing it all.
Okay. I got
Many
you.
hats, like
you.
Lucy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm doing a lot of. I'm doing everything.
He's working so hard. He even get the reference, man. It's all right, guys. We got you, kid. I mean, look at these colors. Look at everything. Look at the action. Anime inspired and all. It looks manga, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of different influences in it. Of course, anime and manga is a big one. Like I said, European comics. There's also, a superhero aspect of it, because they sort of, as they go along, they start to like the idea of hell in my book is not so much a place of punishment, but it's rather a place. You could say it's a place where there's no God.
Okay.
A place, a place where there's no authority over you. So if you have a nightmare in hell, or if you have a dream, you are the one that is going to make it happen. It's not going to be dependent on some sort of external authority. So as they go along, they start to discover their powers, their ambitions, their goals, and they sort of transform into fantasy creatures. And there's a bit of a superhero aspect in that sense. Yeah,
I see a lot of Trad Moore influence too.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Nice though. It's nice.
There's a lot of stuff in it. Yeah, and
I love his work. Don't get me wrong.
I'm really happy you do. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so for me, that's the compliment, because I see it a lot of it, but different. You're doing all this work. I mean, look at this. Who's this? The fuck? Look at these colors. Look at everything. Look at that sword. Holy shit! And the cross is upside down. Yeah, I don't know.
But I want to point to something, that the cross is meant to be upside down because it's Saint Peter's cross.
Oh, okay.
So, Saint Peter was asked to be crucified upside down because he thought he wasn't worthy of dying the same way as Jesus did. So there's a lot of mythological, historical, and philosophical ideas in the book. It's sort of, I want it to be sort of a fun book, an engaging book, a mysterious book. But in order to get the mystery part of it, you have to really sort of tackle and engage with a lot of ideas that are heavy, that are big, that are historical. So a lot of the goal of this work, and my past works that are also available through this campaign, is to provide a gateway for people to go into a lot of mysteries, and mysteries that are very old and very powerful, and they are much larger than me and than my work, but I can sort of open a gateway for people with my work towards them. That's my ambition. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Look at this. Look at this. Nice. And who's that though? Who's she?
That's Barbie. That's she's called
Barbie.
Barbie. Barbie, yeah, she's a cheerleader, and yeah, she's sort of a really she represents a sort of a bit of a childish, very exuberant, very life-loving archetype of a blonde girl that's just really beautiful, and that's always the center of a party, or always the life of a party. And
Gotcha.
yeah, it really does become. It's a little bit censored, that image. The comic book will feature, it features violence, it features sexual content also, and it becomes sort of a love story between between the different characters, very similar to the Breakfast Club, like I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh damn! What the hell happened here? But what's going on with homie here?
The idea is that he's just been informed that he's in hell and that he's dead. So it's he's pretty sad about it. And,
Who wouldn't be, right?
yeah,
Holy shit! What the fuck you mean I'm in hell? I'm dead.
yeah,
And in
yeah, yeah,
hell? God damn!
yeah,
Double
yeah.
whammy, bro.
The idea is that he's touching the sand, and you see his sort of finger sort of burrowing in it, and you see a close up below of the all the little structures in the sand, and that's a whole concept of the book. The sort of
Okay.
that sort of idea. Yeah,
Nice. And there goes the gang right there. Christine, the
Christine,
famous.
the feminist. Yeah, it's not an anti-feminist book. It's not a pro. It's not a pro-feminist book either way. It's just that
Yeah,
feminism and idealism before it
yeah,
is an important force in the world. So I wanted
yeah.
to have a character that was a honest,
Oh,
representation of
that
that
does
sort of.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and she's a hero. She's very much all the characters sort of represent different parts of me and of people
Okay.
in general. And
Oh, so you carry knives and stuff like a
I
typical
carry
Latino?
knives. Yeah, that's right. I'm
Latinos do this. This is what we do.
yeah, yeah. That one, Johnny, is a little bit of an idealized version of me for sure. I have,
Epa.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but don't tell me you be partying like Barbie on the weekends, bro. What's popping there?
Yeah, sure.
Nah,
Barbie the blonde, yeah, like a Marilyn Monroe sort of deal. Yeah,
that's bro. The Jews, an author. Who's it? The noble white knight, Bob Christian. Okay.
he's meant to be the jock,
Yeah.
the classical high school jock.
Dexter, the geek. Damn, look at that corte. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn, you
That's
fucked him up
the
with that haircut, boy. He ain't never getting laid.
Well, it's sort of a spoiler, but he will get laid at least in this series.
Hey, somebody
So if
loves
you're a
that bold
nerd, if you're
haircut.
a geek, you can sort of live vicariously through him, through Dexter.
There you
Uh,
go, folks. You heard this. You heard this. You see this geek right here with that crazy looking bowl cut and those pants up to past his belly button. I mean, look at that. Even he could get. You could do it too, guys.
that's the message. Yeah, that's the message. That's right.
Willow, what's wrong with Willow? Yo, she got chanclas and everything. Yo, what the fuck's going on with
Yeah. Willow is meant to be the artist of the group.
her?
And
Oh,
it sort of becomes a little bit like Dungeons and Dragons, like a Dungeons and Dragons dynamic.
okay.
When you have, the knight, the rogue, the wizard, etc. The different characters sort of will have an adventure in this sort of fantasy realm. At the start of the first chapter, they're just in this sort of surreal, empty beach. But as it goes on, hell is revealed to be a really, exuberantly fantastic place filled with crazy creatures and boogie, which
Like
is
this motherfucker right here.
that motherfucker right there. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the thing that I'm most excited about with
Dude,
this
that's a
project.
tattoo. That is
Yeah,
such a dope tattoo right there.
yeah. I think he would make a dope tattoo. He's really he's a demon. He's a fallen angel. You can see he has a horn and then a halo.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's gonna be really important as the story goes on. Yeah.
Oh my god, I would want this as a tattoo. I swear to God, it looks so cool.
Yeah. Perhaps I can, yeah, design one for you. Bespoke.
All right, let's get into it, folks. Let's spend that money, baby. All right, price without a reward. You know what I mean? You could put up as much as you want, up to $100, whatever, man.
Oh, you could put if you're a really generous
Yeah,
art
it's
lover, you could put
Christmas.
$1 million there. I'm not gonna complain.
And man, especially you that just won the new lottery and you want to support comic books. I hope you're a comic book fan. There
It's
you
a
go.
good cause. Yeah, it's a great cause. Yeah, it's my
Get it
cause.
done.
Yeah. So you can get the most basic tier is you get just the first chapter. The first chapter is already complete, and
All
it's gonna be 30 pages. Those are 30 pages that are really dense, visually dense. It's not talking heads in a vacuum.
Okay.
Pretty much every page is kind of every spread is sort of a painting. I've really poured a lot of thought into it, a lot of effort.
Really?
And
Whoa.
you get 30 pages immediately the day the campaign ends.
Okay.
But if you pledge a little bit more from then onwards, that the thing that I'm very excited is that I'm going to be doing weekly updates as I develop chapter number 2.
So which one is that? So let's
That's
go
the
through
second
this
one.
campaign. And what's these prices? Wow, buck 90 for the PDF. I mean, what's up with the why that price? What are we talking about? Oh, that's Mexican dollars. Okay.
Yeah, it's no the base pledge is, I believe, $6,
Okay.
and from then it goes on, or
So
$9,
folks,
$9
don't
or
get scared.
$6. I don't remember.
Don't
I
don't
think
get
it's
scared, folks. This is pesos.
pesos.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's
you know
pesos.
that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about $6 or $9, something around that.
Yeah.
And $6, $9 or something like that. $19,
Yeah.
and it
I'm
goes
like,
on from there.
I started thinking for a moment until I saw the MX.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no, no. Yeah,
God damn, this is
I'm not
expensive.
insane. I'm not insane. That's Mexican pesos. It's a lot less than that. But the thing I'm excited, this pledge, the adventure pledge.
This
The
one?
thing, no, the one above, the
Above?
one adventure.
This one. Okay.
You get weekly art updates going on to the release of chapter
Ooh.
2, and then you get chapter 2. So instead of just getting something, you forget about it, eventually you get it, you read it, boom, you're done with it. You have something that you can walk alongside with for months.
Nice.
And every week you get a tasty little mysterious tidbit, a video, art, of course, and you get to also imagine what perhaps is going to happen. And you get something, like a service. You don't just get a final product. And then, of course, you get the second chapter, and so on and so forth. I have big plans for this story. I want to continue it for years to come. I have a lot.
Nice.
I have a lot planned. Yeah.
Talk about it, man. Shit. And what's popping with this one? The In-Hell Pandemonium pack.
Pandemonium pack. If you get above that, you get my past books. You get that's 2 graphic novels. They're really meaty. You can get them either digitally, and they're quite affordable. And these are really big books. One of them is almost 300 pages long.
What?
Yeah. It's a really big thing.
So what's this in American dollars?
In American dollars, 600 pesos. Let me check, and I'll give you the exact number. Okay.
Yeah, man, because I don't want to scare our people. That's not 600 American, folks.
No. You get that for $29.
Word? Damn.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We're getting 3 books, and one of them happens to be 300 pages.
Yeah. That's digital books. If you want the physical books, I believe it's $60 or something like that.
But even that's a deal. That's a 300-page book, dude.
Yeah, and these are books that I'm really. No, actually, it's less than that. It's no. Yeah, it's $60, and these are books that I really slaved. That are really beautifully printed because I slaved over that. They have offset color. They're hardbound. They're things that you're going to be really happy to own. Regretfully, I can only ship them to United States, but shipping is free for United States. It's included.
Oh,
So
really?
I really
Nice.
want to encourage people
Did
to
you
get
really do
the.
the math? Because I hear how some Kickstarter people have been
No,
burnt
no, no.
on
I
the
yeah,
shipping.
I have it all planned out, and the math
Yeah,
is good. But even if I didn't,
experiencia.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But even if I fail to do the math, I would honor the agreement. If you
Yeah,
give me the pledge, I'm gonna send you the books, and you're gonna be really happy to get them, and because they're that's the complete treasure. But that's
what's that?
beyond the main story. Yeah,
That's the complete treasure. It's the boom code, a code and telling you the in-house chapter 2 PDF, and then luxury physical copies
yeah, yeah, yeah.
along with the PDFs of everything. Two previous graphic novels. I mean, like, look, folks, remember it's the holidays, so this is a great thing for the geeks in your life again. If they love art, especially and you already saw how dope his art is. I mean, let me go up again. I mean, look at this motherfucker alone there. That looks great. But look at the colors. Look at everything on the characters.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. These are,
Look at
I have
that.
this idea of that
Oof. Yeah.
it's very important for the for the spread to be beautiful. You hold the book, or you watch it in your computer, and it fills the widescreen with one painting that is also, a sequence, and,
Yeah.
an adventure, and everything like that. So yeah, I'm yeah, really proud of it, and
Oh wow, look at
really
these.
confident that people will love it if they choose to get it. Yeah.
The truth. They need to get it. I mean, look at these books. Look at that secret. That cover. Look at the not freak sequel. Squeal. Squeal.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
there's some more
ooh,
videos about the other books also, maybe.
nice.
And
Secret
yeah,
reunion.
so
Wow.
you get a subscription to constant content. You get right away a comic book, 30 pages. You get sort of a ticket for an adventure later on, and you get, if you choose the last tier, the complete treasure, you get 2 physical books shipped for free to your door, offset color, hardbound, and really beautiful.
Ooh,
Yeah,
hardbound. Oh,
everything you.
12 gone, man.
What else? What else?
Self porn. That is self porn, folks. Exactly. That is exactly what the geek in your life wants. Some self porn. You give them some hardcovers like that, yo. What? There goes the team with the mask.
Yeah, there I
That's,
am. Yeah.
you can hardly recognize you, bro.
Yeah, in Mexico. Yeah, that's Dia de Muertos. It was Dia de Muertos just very recently. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. So you were hanging out that day?
Yeah, I was hanging out. You can see the flowers, the cempasúchil flowers back there.
Okay, but so how was the weekend then? Were you
Well,
party hard?
well, it's lovely. I'm in a really long-term relationship. I've been not married, but I've been with sort of the love of my life for more than 15 years at this point.
Oh wow,
So we
congrats,
party
bro.
hard. We do party hard, but we party hard, constantly. Keep it constant.
Oh, well, congrats on that, yo. See again, folks, I've been showing this all day, so you know the links and social media. So hold on before we move on. So I want you to support the project.
I
Again, it's called In Hell on Kickstarter. Go to the website, which is geladaa.com, which is GELADAA
double A at
dot
the end.
com.
Yeah.
All right, and then of course you get the same thing for Twitter is GELADAA comics with an S on Twitter. Show the love to the amazing independent creators. I mean, he's kicking ass. See the picture there. He's doing his thing. I mean, this is a Mexican peso, so don't you get scared. He got awesome pledges right here. You get at a bargain with the holidays coming up, and look at these damn colors. Jeez, dude, how you even learn all this shit? This shit is
Do
so
you
wild. Me
do
come la
you
vista, bro.
do you have the pictures? I was sharing out a folder that had some more pictures in it.
Oh,
I really want to, perhaps, if possible, show the people the. It's in the chat, I believe. I put it in the chat also. But
ours?
Yeah, I believe the one for the.
No, just give me a sec.
Yeah,
I
no
just
problem.
uh,
I put to Imager.
I
But
guess
yeah,
you have
these
no
are
idea.
these are really, I want to give people stuff to they can. For example, that picture, the war from the campaign.
Yeah,
I really wanted to give something to people that, okay, you can watch it, you can look at it, and it's hopefully interesting. Hopefully you like it. But if you want to keep looking at it, it's going to be revealing stuff little by little, ideas, dreams, concepts. I'm really into that aspect of things where you don't want to stop looking at a picture. I want my books to be the gift that keeps on giving. That's the sort of the dream. So I do believe it's a bargain because you're going to get many
yeah.
years worth of entertainment out of this.
There we go. I think I found it. Give me a minute. Let's see.
Sure.
I wish they would just let me show everything at once, but it's not that type of thing. You know how fun it is, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure.
Because technology, what makes things easy, Pablo. Just what it does. This is, right? Part of life. You gotta deal with it, unfortunately, and so it is. So, how much fun have you had doing the project? I mean, how did you even dream this up? Was it a dream, or just over time, and you just throwing your heart into your particular fandoms, if you will?
I actually have a bit of a pretty intense anecdote as to how this project came to me. I was in a plane. I
Yeah,
used to travel much more, not so much anymore, but I was in a plane. I'm pretty afraid of flying.
yeah.
And I was really suffering because, the plane, a lot of turbulence. And a thought popped into my head. What's stopping someone from just opening the door and just killing every one of us, just out on a whim?
Gee,
And
thanks.
I had this idea of someone saying, opening the door and screaming, "In hell, all your souls will belong to me." Like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna kill you all, and it was sort of a nightmare of a waking nightmare that I had. But that sort of started, the idea. Okay, what if he did that? How would that group of people then have to live and in this new dimension? And then it became a little bit like, Lost in Space, Gilligan's Island, and then the Breakfast Club thing came to me. But initially it was just this sort of waking nightmare I had on a plane about someone, killing me to own my soul in the afterlife, something like that. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, bro. What were you drinking that day?
Yeah. Yeah, I was really afraid. I was really afraid of the turbulence and but it's nice because it's just a microcosm of art, because initially it was just me being afraid of that, but very quickly it became an interesting adventure, to dream about while the plane kept going on and up in the clouds, so
Yeah.
there was that. Yeah.
And here goes oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's a bit violent. Yeah.
A bit.
A bit, yeah. The colors do look a little bit dim, but it's because it's a nightmare. All the formats
Gotcha.
on the internet, but it's a little bit more colorful. But yeah,
Yeah, but I liked again the panel breaking right here, for example. When the fist is coming through when he's elbowing him in the nose. Very
yeah, yeah,
nice.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow, look at that.
That's sort of hell at the start of the story. It's just this.
That's hell.
That's
Shit.
hell. Yeah, that's hell. Yeah.
Kind of looks pretty.
It looks pretty. It's gonna get a lot weirder as the story goes on.
Gotcha. Well, damn,
But at the
yeah,
start, yeah, that's hell.
that bad looking. Yo, the team. Ooh, what's this? What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, the idea is that the characters, when they appear in hell, they materialize around ideas. So this one, the nerd, is sort of obsessing about squaring the circle. You know that expression, squaring the circle.
Okay. Okay.
And I actually published a video about that in one of the updates. sort of explaining that whole idea. But yeah, that's the idea, that he's sort of growing around this idea, building his own body
All right.
around the idea. Yeah.
Okay. You better check out the video he just told you. You see, look at that. I love the character. Look at that look, man. I have a jacket just like that too.
Yeah, the typical rebel without a cause. That's the idea. Marlon Brando, that sort of idea.
Yeah. And I love what's the idea behind that white cover and the letter? Because again, obviously, when you look through it, you actually see all the words that are there.
The idea is that one of the important things of the book is that all of these characters are sort of archetypes, and most people, I think, have that sensation of having voices inside of them, not in a sort of crazy way, but in a sort of, you think one thing or you feel one thing, and then there's this retort in your mind, like, hey, this guy's an asshole, and then you go, hey, no, I shouldn't be that harsh, this and that, no, and you have a dialogue. So the thing I wanted to allude to with this cover is that you have to look at the letters and then you recognize the words, but it's sort of this idea of empathy being the soul of fiction that I'm trying to express. And there's the image of the clown, a little bit like a puppeteer and a little bit like a ringmaster, someone that's gonna lead these characters in this fantastic journey, a little bit like the Pied Piper also, the Pied Piper of Hamelin, that sort of stuff.
So there's like that though, bloody. I don't even listen to his ass. Ooh,
yeah.
Look at that. What's that? Wow.
Yeah, that's
nice.
That's the follow up from the past. You see, he's thinking about the pi, the circle thing, all the numbers. He's thinking about them, and as he thinks about it, he's sort of building his body. So that's Dexter.
Wow, that's how it looks. Yeah. Holy shit, creepy. Very Hellraiser.
It's a horror book. It's there's a lot of harsh stuff in it. It's there's gore. There's like I said, sexual content. There's a lot of harsh stuff in it, but it's gonna be a sort of a life affirming journey for these characters.
Apparently, come look over me here. Look, he got stabbed in the chest, and next thing you know, he's a robot with even a bigger sword.
Yeah. That's a little bit like King Arthur, removing the sword from the stone.
Gotcha. The stone being his heart.
The stone being his heart. Yeah,
times.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
He's a man made of stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Ooh. Bro, man, how you don't enjoy this? We love it, man. Were you a tattoo artist at any point?
I have actually a friend who is a tattoo artist, and it's really amazing because it's such a dream for someone to like. I find it very flattering that you say that, because what more commitment can you ask of someone than actually tattooing something under their skin? So yeah, I would love to actually design tattoos at some point. I think
bro,
Boogie would make a good one. Yeah.
Bro, man, you could make some bank, son, for real. I think. Fuck yeah, bro. I'm digging your art a lot. Gracias, bro. Thank you. I see.
Thank you.
Mi gente Latinos, doing their thing. Not just because you're Latino. You see creators, but it's just actually special to me to see my own that I don't get to talk to often. That do this, and it's just inspires me. So just thank you, kiddo. You're a great presentation. I see what you're doing. You're a hustler. So yeah, bro. Thank you. Gracias.
No, muchísimas gracias a ti. Muchísimas gracias a ti. Y sí, latino, 100%, pues, ¿no?
What the hell's going on here? Oh, no, look at I got a thing for eyes. You can't do that shit to me.
That's a thing that people do,
Yeah, nah, yo. Holy shit, yo, you found my kryptonite. Oh God, for the last time I didn't even see that. You're killing me. Let me take that off.
I'm sorry. No. You're gonna be okay.
Shit, my eyes got all fucking watery. And that was just ignoring. No, listen, that's my only kryptonite. I can see people get chopped heads off, But when I see something that has to do with fucking eyes, I just don't know why, but I just cannot fucking deal with it.
I actually feel the same way, but I
Why would
force
you do
myself.
that?
I force myself a little bit. No, it's true
Uh,
because it's
you
yeah,
said
it's
people
sort
do
of
that
yeah.
shit, and nobody fucking look at my eyeball. You
Yeah.
can't. You're gonna have to knock me out, bro. There ain't no way you're gonna get that close. Even
Hmm.
for eye drops, it's a fight. You gotta time me down. Ain't no way.
Just blinking away of them. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's right.
no. Oh man, you found my quick. That's funny. So what's in store for the future? Because we see the campaign, we're almost getting funded. We got a lot of days to go. So what's in the future for this? What you doing next? And support of the campaign. Even if it's other pods, are you gonna do any conventions? What's going on, Pablo?
Well, the convention thing, I would love to do it, but there's very few conventions here in Mexico. Of course, I'm going to try to participate in those that I can. I live in Mexico. Yeah, I would like to live in USA. My brother lives there.
Yeah.
I want to really commit to this idea of producing constant content for my backers.
Yeah.
Every week a substantial update, something that you can really watch and ponder and enjoy. So I'm going to be focusing on that, of course, trying to make
Excellent.
appearances in places like this. I'm really, really happy to be here and getting reviews and trying to push it forward past the hopefully a little bit past the goal, because I'm confident that it's gonna that I'm gonna be able to cross at least the minimal line. But yeah,
Oh,
it's
absolutely. Oh, we're gonna see all those extras start coming in and all that stuff, and then you gotta start dancing for Laura and all that. It's gonna be wild stuff, bro. You gotta start doing the OnlyFans, the hell out of OnlyFans.
Geladaa. I don't know if there's a market for that, but I'm gonna explore.
You draw
There's some
sexy.
weird there's some weird people in the internet. You never know.
Hey, bro, all you gotta do is start drawing sexy and shit. That's what everybody,
Yeah.
every artist, if you want to make extra bank, I think drawing sexy probably some money right there, yo. You know what?
Hmm.
Maybe we start doing naked podcasts. Who knows? Maybe that's money in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Naked
it's
naked
getting
draw
hot in here. Hold on.
naked naked drawing tutorials. Yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah, that's right.
Hey, for every good feature you draw, oh, it's getting hot in here. Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny, but I'm tell you what, hey, this we can make money in the net. It's for folks. And if you think that if you would appreciate those type of streams, feel free to to hit Pablo up right there, Helada Comics on Twitter, all right, or even on his website. Most importantly, because that's where you can get everything. Start looking at stuff, start seeing what he's doing, and when he does make appearances, I'm sure they're going to be there too. All right, but right now the primary thing, especially for those folks that are thinking of great ideas for their geeks in their lives. Your significant others, your children, your stepkids, your steps, whatever, or your in-laws, whatever. There we go. There's no better way to go than Kickstarter. So go right there, Kickstarter. Look up for the Helada in Hell. Yeah, you saw beautiful art. I think this shit inspired a lot of tattoos already right now, especially in my mind. I'm like, wow, I can see a lot of stuff. So you should definitely do like a whole design book. You can make some good cheddar on that shit. I think for real. All right. So any last words, in regards to inspiration for future creators trying to step in? Now that you're like three projects, this is your third project in, you getting or done. I mean, what have you learned that you could share?
I think the most important thing is that nowadays there's just so much stuff in the internet, and for creators that are gonna come into this, it can be so intimidating to just look at just how much stuff there is. There's so many books, there's so many movies already made. You feel that there's maybe too much even. And I just want to really encourage people to try and find their own voice and do something that is not being a wannabe, not being, I'm gonna do my own Batman, I'm gonna do my own Spider-Man. Try to find something that is just completely yours. That's what I'm trying to do with my work. to do something that you're not going to get elsewhere. And that's what I want to encourage people to try and do first. And that's the most important thing. Of course, networking and getting to know people and getting connected with people is incredibly important. But that's, all for naught unless you have something to propose as a creative person, So my encouragement to people, especially people in Mexico, gente in Latin America, people, that often look up to, Marvel and DC and other things like that. It's perfectly great to enjoy that stuff, but try to, find your own voice and find something that you can contribute that is different. That would be my main message, that the one that pops into my mind right now for.
I agree.
People,
otherwise, they're gonna make your idea. Okay, so apply this to this original character instead. And let's change it. No. We need originality. So if you have something, bring it to the OG for real. Create something new. We all want it. You know what I mean? So apparently, so people will put their money where their mouth is if it's something that's dope. Just like they're doing with In Hell. We're almost there, kiddo. Get it done. Again, this is the project right here. In Hell on Kickstarter live now. Get it done. Make it rain on independent comic book creators like Pablo, your Geladaa, with the Geladaa Comics. Check it out. All the links are below, folks. You gotta do is just click away, and show the love. Again, and make it rain. It's the holidays. So thank you again.
Thank you. No, thank you very
Pablo
much
for coming on. Thank you everybody that was tuning in. I appreciate you guys as well. I know Arthur tells you what to do, with the exception of course, show love to my other family over at undercovercapes.com. Great shows there as well. Like outside the panels, the Friend of Crusade, Prize Podcast, Stop Spoilers. Then over on Comic Crew, we got Cinema Crusaders, this show over here. A bunch of other great stuff. So make sure to tune in, all right? Hasta la próxima, mi gente. Much love. Thank you again, Pablo. Hasta la próxima. Wepa! Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.shop and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.